What's up guys, Peter from Panda here. Hey, working on my latest AR pistol build, and I bought myself this Bravo company pistol grip. This is an FDE, obviously, and I just wanted to show it to you. This is the Mod Zero grip because some of the pictures I saw I thought were a little confusing because they varied a little bit, and what I realized is that they give you some other materials here to kind of mod this sucker out the way you want. One of the reasons I got this grip was, one, it looks good. The stippling on here is pretty nice. It's kind of similar to the VP9 or the Walther in some ways, and very much like the Magpul. So it's nice and grippy on the sides, some thin ribbing up on the front, a clear back, but it just looks nice. And compared to some of the other grips, this one is more vertical. So if you're building a pistol or an SBR, one of the things that I noticed is that you're kind of crunched together. Everything's, you're kind of shouldering it a little closer. Not a pistol, shouldering it, but so what I wanted was a really a much more vertical grip as opposed to something you're laying out and getting a really dramatic angle. So I wanted to be able to get something that was going to be closer to vertical, but obviously not vertical. So one of the things that will confuse me in the pictures is that this piece right here is replaceable, and the way it works is there's two pieces. One that will give you just kind of a smooth finish here with this piece, and then this which will give you a little bit of a lip to kind of blend into your trigger guard. So I wanted to show you this first. They slide in here kind of like Lego blocks. It's actually a nice tight fit, so good tolerances, and actually when you push it in, it's pretty good fit. Not necessarily perfect. I don't have it all the way in there, but see, it's pretty good fit. You don't have to worry about kind of catching or accessory. You could take a little sandpaper and kind of finish that down if you wanted to. And it will come out if you get a screwdriver in here and push it out. There's a little notch in there, so you could use kind of a thin round Allen key or something like that if you wanted to, but the screwdriver works. Now, be careful, because one time I slipped here like a doof and already kind of poked myself. No big whoop. But one of the things that I wanted to know is, with this little kind of duckbill on the front here, does it work with an enhanced trigger guard? And you can see here on my current build, which you love, it's awesome. I love this ALG Act trigger. What an improvement over the mil-spec. Would it work with the kind of the lower hanging trigger guard here? So this is the Magpul enhanced trigger guard, and as you can see, as I slide it on here, it's no problem. And in fact, it gives you a kind of a nice transition there, really smooth, something to prop up, to get your finger up there, and then with it kind of fitting right into the trigger guard, it's not going to fly out. Now, one of the things I noticed here is that because it's kind of pressed up there, and depending on the trigger guard you use, you're going to have a little bit of a gap. When you tighten this down, it actually might distort this down a little bit and kind of press it down. But that being said, I'm not going to go with this piece. So the other option that they include, assuming that you don't want to remove it totally, which I don't think would make any sense, the other option is a piece without the that little lip. So this one just kind of creates a flat transition, kind of more like the A2 style without the finger groove there. And this one actually even probably fits a little better, but very similarly, and then no lip there. So when you put this one on, you can get it really flush. Obviously the transition's nice. If you want a little higher grip, ride up there a little higher, that's the one you want to use. If you're using just the typical flat mil-spec trigger guard, then either one of these is going to work probably just fine, because this is going to sit right up there. If you're going to use the flat one, this one might be better and a little more comfortable. But if you're using an enhanced trigger guard of any type, like this aluminum one here that hangs a little lower, it might cause some problems. But the cool thing is it comes with that in the Mod Zero package. You can try out both and choose the one that works best for you. Now, the last thing I'll show you here is this little compartment door, which you access by squeezing in these two little finger tabs here and pulling it down. And it's pretty tight, which is what you'd want and expect. I'm gonna put some pressure on this side. I guess my index finger is the weak side. But what's cool about it is it's hinged one, so you're not gonna lose it. It's got pretty good resistance there, so It's not going to fly open by itself. But then everything in this black thing here is like a rubber stopper. So one, you're going to get pretty good weather sealing in there, but it's nice and thick. If you have something in there, it's probably going to help keep it from rattling if you have batteries or something like that. And then you've got the whole open compartment there, aside from where the screw is going to go. So you could definitely put some stuff in there. So it's a pretty nice, useful compartment. Closes there. These two, this kind of C-shaped inner plate expands out to close it up. As you can see, and closes up when you push it in. So really cool compartment. It's not going to open up on its own. So the BCM, this is the Mod Zero. The other ones in olive drab and black are pretty nice too. So, I think it's a good fit. Like I said, I have other FDE hardware on this gun or furniture on this gun, and it's a pretty good match all around. So you don't have to worry too much about that. Maybe the shade just might be just a little bit different, but maybe just a smidge lighter than some of the other FDE, but I'm not a big stickler on that. So I think it's a good option for your build. Peter Von Panda, out.